Hi, it is the Human Operating System time. This channel is for education and technology. Today, I like to share with you and I like to clean up once for all on something we always heard these days on internet, using yi, not using strength. 用意不用力 in Mandarin, or using intention, not using strength. I want to clear this up for you so you'll be able to know what exactly it is. So that you'll be able to know what is the ancient is talking about and how is that applied in today's MMA or modern martial arts. We need to really know what it is. We cannot live in a galaxy far, far away where it never exists. So I'm going to share with you how to get it. You can get it within minutes. You don't need a lifetime of guessing. Now, before I go sharing that with you, I want to share one thing or also response to many of our Wing Chun friends who keeping asking me. The questions many of our Wing Chun friends asking me is where they can find a copy of the translations of the General Qi Ji Guang's classic, the Shaolin Short Strike Classic, or the Wing Chun 1850s Classic. Now, disregard of, I always say if you want to have an understanding on the General Qi Ji Guang Classic and the Shaolin Classic, just get my book Wing Chun Matrix. The basic key is there, present to you. And if you want to understand, to know what it is on the Wing Chun 1850s, get the Wing Chun Inception. It is there, mapping into today's science. So both book is mapped into today's sports science. However, many people, including some of my friends, don't buy this. Because I don't have a title like Grandmaster Henrik. And I don't have a title like I am the descendant of the Yit Kam or whatever heck. So people don't take me serious. So, only this morning, a friend who chatted with me on this again, and I sent him a copy of a well-polished translate General Qi Ji Guang writing. I asked him to read it. And then after he read it, I said, you have the Wing Chun Matrix books. Please read page 11 to page 13. Does that well-polished General Qi Ji Guang interpretations present what is in my book Wing Chun Matrix, page 11 to page 13? The answer is no. So you have a flamboyant literature translation where there is no martial art details. And in fact, people don't even know what it is if they read that translation. So that's what happened. As in the Wing Chun Matrix, I explained in Chinese martial arts or Buddhist or Taoist or Confucian study. If we want to understand what is going on, we better be able to understand what is the literature precede that. So we have a background and then we can understand. This is not literature, this is not a translation of language, because this is not the study of Chinese language. So there's all kinds of general Qi Ji Guang's writing out there, but they don't tell you about momentum. Many talk about posture. So what is posture? See, so that is a serious issue. And for past many decades in the West, that's exactly what happened. People read something and start to get creative. And then they have their interpretations and we all like it. Okay, my way, your way. At the end, nobody knows what is the way of the ancient is describing. So if I don't prove to these friends today on this is a reality, he will never see my point. He was thinking I'm trying to push him to buy my book probably. And as for the Shaolin Sword Strike book, you see I spent one video to explain you the recycle of momentum. Another is to explain you the footwork with the knee strike. There are many things there, and in fact it is not well known in the West that that book exists. So up to now there is no translation. If you want translation of the key point, it is here. On the breathing, on the how it is here. So now it is in here, and you can see how close is that with today's martial art practice. So my point is, all this ancient classic is not up to, oh, I'm going to take a class in Chinese, so I'm going to translate. You cannot do that. You have to understand what is going on, be able, so that you be able to really make some sense out of it. And it takes decades if you don't have something like that. Okay? Same thing with the Xiu Lian Tao 1850s. If you don't have something like that, you can spend 100 years going around and around. Look back for decades. For the Wing Chun 1850s script, how many really be able to understand it in Chinese, and how many be able to make some sense of it? So, the reason why I'm saying this is that do not take all this ancient Chinese writing as some kinds of Chinese literature class learning Chinese language. It is not. So this leads to the using yi, not using strength. Using yi, not using strength. So what is it? What is it? What is this using yi or using intention, not using strength? Well, there's a problem here. Because if we all don't know what it is, then we can sit around playing creative. And then decades pass through and everybody is expert, but nobody knows what it is. So, in today's MMA or Western boxing, does one have this yi stuff, or mind power in Wing Chun stuff, where you can ask people for mind power. You ask 10 people, 10 people will tell you different thing. And same thing with this, with the Wing Chun internal mind power or Nim Lek, or this using Yi, not using strength. You can go to all the seminar. Do you know what it is? In fact, it is there in today's MMA and Western boxing practice. Okay? Any heavy hitters, the guy who can KO the opponent, who have the power to KO of the opponent, they always have two things. Number one is they have a proper body mechanics. Number two, the second element, they always have a neuromuscular efficiency. Neuromuscular efficiency. They always have these two, okay? The proper body mechanics and neuromuscular efficiency. And so what is the definitions of this neuromuscular efficiency? Well, neuromuscular efficiency is the ability to voluntarily recruit a maximum number of muscle fibers. If you want to make it technically, that's what it is. The ability to voluntarily recruit a maximum number of muscle fibers. So meaning that they can use their intentions to recruit a maximum number of muscle fibers. So those heavy hitters, they be able to have that. Now, this neuroefficiency, okay, neuromuscular efficiency, this neuromuscular efficiency, that is what the mind power of Xu Lim Tao is about. The neural connection. Okay? So today in Western sports science, in Western strength practice, where they talk about neural connection, neuromuscular proficiency, neuromuscular efficiency, that have the components of the intention there. Okay? So right now I'm going to go share with you even more easy. This is a bull walker, right? Now, in order to pull this, I need strength. There is no way I can say, well, I use intention, or Yi in Chinese is Yi, in English is intention. I cannot pull this thing without strength. I cannot pull this without strength, right? So there's no such thing as using intention without using strength, or using intention not strength, or using Yi not strength. There's no such thing like that. So what is happening on this using intention not using strength? It is because somebody is teaching somebody who have strength already, saying that using your intention to aim, to direct, it is what this today's the neuromuscular efficiency, proficiencies, or neural connecting stuff. So say I already have strength. I have strength. But if I want to do this type of bow arrow strength applying, I need my intention to say, do it this way. If I don't have the intention, I might be able to do it this way, I might do it this way, I might do it this way, I might do it this way, but that's not the way. The way is this way if I want to go to this direction, right? So with the strength, you just apply that intention. Okay, one is pull back, one is push up. The intention of do this direction, and you apply strength. So using yi or using intention, not using strength, it just means that you don't want to keep using strength this way. You want to get the directions and your intentions going that directions while you're applying the strength or applying the force. Okay? So you get it? If I have strength only, this is strength. But strength with the direction, you'll be doing this. Exactly this. It's not this, it's not this, it's not this, it's not this. Okay? Now, if I don't even have strength to pull this, I can have all my intention I want and it go nowhere. I have no strength at all, I just can do this. I can use all my intention until the end of the world. So, from here we know that you need to have the strength before you talk about using intention to handle this. It's like the neural connection or neural muscle efficiency handling. So is this some kinds of magic? Many people told me that they can went to this internal studying or this seminar, they will learn this using mind or using yi or using intention. Mind, yi, intention, the same thing. And they say, well, I have a strength there. Well, that's living in some kind of fantasy land, okay? That's why people get beat up by the Xu Xiaodong. It's because of that. Now, on another level, using the yi to lead the qi, using the yi, the intention to lead the qi. So how is that? Is that any difficult? No, there's no difficult either. It's simple. Now, we know the 6 core elements: the body, the mind, the breathing, the qi flow, the strength or the force flow, and the momentum, right? Now, qi flow have to do with meridians, right? So in the chapter 8 of Wing Chun Inception, it show you all the synchronization. There's a chapter in synchronization on how these things synchronize together with the qi. With the qi and so forth, right? Now back to this. Just now we talked about I want to apply strength and my intention and go that way, and I want to execute something like shooting an arrow, right? Now, let's apply this exactly same thing with the qi. We all can see in, say, a very general Qigong practice called 8 brocades, 八段锦. In the 8 brocade, you always see it is like that, right? You will see a move like that in 八段锦, 8 brocades, Qigong. You know what it is? Of course, this is like this. Right? The yi is there, the intention is there. You have to have the strength to pull, right? That's why it says like shooting arrow. Now, that is how you handle the strength, as what I have already explained you just now. As for handling the qi flow, the qi flow here, okay, all this, guess what? This arm, where like it pulling this bull walker, this one, pulling, is a tiger crawl. You need to have the tiger crawl to have the strength, and you need the tiger crawl so that you really you make this part of the body as the beginning of the flow. Okay, and you need this. This is the lung meridians and so forth. You need this to be the end of the flow. So from here you can flow out here. This is the lung meridians. Okay, lung meridian is from here, flow out from the chest, flow out to the fingers. Okay, now so when people do this, again, if you apply the 6 core element, you have a qi flow actually enhanced to this side. Okay? And of course, the strength is going to the same direction. Okay? So the strength and the meridian, it go synchronized. That's why the chapter 8 here is about synchronization. Now in 1850s, one need to know all this so one be able to practice. Like when one doing the Biuji, one know that is travel from chest to the fingertips, the qi flow. And one know the strength is going this direction too. So it's the same thing as this. My strength is going that way. My qi is going that way. Okay? Anybody who practice those qigong, you know, if it's properly thought and the body have the development of the breathing and the mobility training. Once you do that, you know the strength is where, you know the flow of the qi of the meridian is there. How difficult is that? One can feel it right away if you do it properly, because this has to base on physical. Okay? So all of what I'm sharing with you today, you can see that the ancient Chinese have this technology, and however today the MMA, the sports science have already caught up to very large degree. Okay, because they know about the neuromuscular efficiency, neuromuscular proficiency, neural connection, and what we are talking, this is yi, using yi to drive this, using yi to lead that, is just the neural connection to handle your body. Okay? There's nothing magic there. Before the ancient Chinese have this much, say this high of technology, advanced technology. Right now, the sports science have already go up like this. Okay? That's why you can map here into the sports science, and over here, because it's an education, it's scientific, it cover a lot. However, today, most of the Chinese martial arts don't go this. They go to somewhere else, like some kinds of fantasy zone or whatever. thinking they can defeat this modern MMA and so forth, which is, there's no way you can defeat them because they are living in the reality and you are living somewhere else. And also, the ancient ancestor of Wing Chun and traditional Chinese martial art is in the same world. So if traditional Chinese martial art do not understand what is exactly the teaching, next 10 years, the Western sports science or Western martial art or MMA get like that, even the ancient technology no longer is as advanced as today's sports science or modern martial art. You have to face it. Right now, in the Western, in the ancient traditional Chinese martial art, the chi, the channel, everything, you still, the recovery, you still have advanced technology more than today's sports science. But 10 years later, 20 years later, you don't know. Especially if you have no idea on this, and you go some kind of fantasy zone, then you completely lost it. That's the reason I wrote this book. So that we know this thing. And because we know this thing, if anything we lost, we can look into the Western sports science, or today's sports science, or MMA, or Western boxing, and we can look back and examine ourselves. See, hey, are we doing proper thing, or do we miss something? We can compare notes. So this is to share with you today, okay? We need to know what we are doing. This is not the time of, oh, I read Lao Tzu, I read I Ching, I read whatever Taoist stuff, and I read this classic, that classic. Do we know exactly what it is? If we don't, then we don't. And all those speculation here says, as what I said, is using yi, not using strength. How the world you going even to pull this bull walker if you're not having strength? And of course, if you do not know how to use your intention, it might end up like that, like that, like that, like what are we doing? So using yi and strength, using yi based on strength is like that. That's what you want. And as in the today's martial arts, you need the powerful mechanic and you need the neuromuscular efficiency to be able to throw that powerful punch or strike. That is the reality. There is no magic from ancient China which override that. None in Wing Chun and none in any martial arts or any internal art. That is the reality.